before you can make yourself proud or someone else proud, you are first going to have to disappoint everybody else. And why is that? It just occurred to me that last year I said I was going to go even harder this year. And I haven't really done that. Like, things are going better than last year, but like there's a lot of changes and all that, but I'm not going harder than I was last year. What do I mean by that? Right now, I'm not as locked in. I'm not so dialed in as I was with my routine, with certain habits, and so on and so forth. Um, Obviously, the game is different now, but it doesn't matter. The point is, I said I was going to go harder this year, and I'm not. And to me, I noticed, like, okay, if I'm going to sleep very early so that I wake up very early, if I am going to prioritize my own fucking shit, my own path, and just simply do me, I'm gonna have to disappoint everybody else all the time. I'm gonna have to say no a lot. And that is a price you have to be willing to pay if you want to change your life, if you want to change anything, or if you want to, I don't know, like, if you want to lock in or whatever, like, you're gonna have to disappoint everybody. Your parents, they might worry and like text you and you're just not answering, and friends, you're just saying no, and you might get distant, and you're gonna miss out on so much in life. You're gonna miss out on. But at the same time, to me, I'm thinking like, bro, like, what do I care about more? Like, and you might say it's a bit selfish or whatever, but I really don't think so, because I know what it's like to improve and then to like, based off on results, make someone else proud. Like my parents or friends or myself, and you make new friends, and you get to experience new things that you didn't think you would experience. And yeah, I don't know, it's far more than that. I think it's just like you have to be okay with disappointing people, and I struggle with it, but I don't struggle as much with it now. Sometimes I still do, but um, and and I know, like, there's the counter culture to this, which is people just being very selfish and not being very giving and stuff. This doesn't really apply to those people. This applies to if you're a people pleaser, of course. If you struggle with saying no, if you want to say no but you say yes, and if you feel like shit when you disappoint someone else, and when, I don't know, at the same time too, I think, like, you're not going to meet the right people for you if you're always just looking outwardly all the time, you know? Like, again, if you're not saying the truth, I don't want to go. And also, it creates so much stress for yourself when you know you should be doing other things, or you want to do other things, and you want to give it your full attention. For me, for example, I need complete isolation. I cannot have it that I am constantly available through my phone or this and that. I also cannot have it that everybody, or, and you might say, like, it's a very, maybe even toxic thing, or like selfish thing, but it's like I have a hard time with constantly in the back of my mind having tabs open on people, in a way believing or assuming that they are worried about me or thinking about me, or that I have to constantly monitor them or give them attention and this and that. It's very difficult for me. I cannot have that, and it's really difficult for me. That's why also having lots of friends or lots of connections is very tough. It's very tough, especially when, um, especially I mean, yeah, especially if you can't give them that attention, um, but the right people won't, you know, the right people won't feel offended by it, I would say. Because that also means that they have enough shit going on in their life. And, I've had it where, sometimes, someone wouldn't like it, you know, but I have to say, like, look, I'm just busy, I'm doing my thing, because I'm not there yet. I'm not in the stage where I don't feel like settling here, or I just cannot afford it, or I just simply don't want to. Um, and if you have a feeling like that is being a bad person, or if you feel like that's being mean, or too harsh, or disrespectful, then you have a bigger problem than that potentially being offensive. The problem is you can't say no. All right? You need to take care of your own goddamn life. You need to take care of your own damn responsibilities. And if you have no responsibilities, you need to take some responsibility for something, at least yourself. And that starts by figuring out what the fuck you could do right now, something that you would do, and where could you go in the future. You need to figure out, you need to develop a vision, and then make a plan based on putting yourself in a position that would force you to grow in the areas that you are still weak in a direction that would compound to the life that you've always wanted to live. That sounds like fancy words, but that's what I did. And anybody can do that. And as you go through putting yourself first and taking responsibility for your life and the outcome of your life, you start to figure out the fact that you cannot live your life saying yes to everybody all the time. You start to be honest, maybe, along the way. And you realize how difficult it is because of how harsh it is. But I'd rather be potentially offensive or potentially harsh every single time over constantly living with a fucking mask on my face, constantly living a facade, saying yes to shit I don't want to say yes to, and hating myself for it. And not only disrespecting myself, but it also signals, whether consciously or subconsciously, I believe, to everybody else that, hey, like, you can step over me and it's going to be fine. And I'd say there's different ways of it, like, if you can take a joke, or if you're like the butt of the joke. And I tend to be the butt of the joke a lot of the times. Not always, it depends. But it's hilarious, it's hilarious. But it's different if you're always putting yourself down in subtle ways here and there. If you cannot stand your ground, if you cannot stand on your own 2 feet, emotionally, or just in general, if you're not independent, if you're not, and what I mean by that is if you cannot put your mission first. And it is so fucking satisfying for me Like, dude, I fucking love just, it makes life so much simpler and so much more enjoyable, I think, if I just have the fucking mission and that is the priority and that's it. The mission is the priority. What's the mission? The life, dude. And you get to be excited about your life like it was a video game because you're out here playing it like one. You're taking the risks, you're making the decisions, you're making the sacrifices, which like that one is to be disliked, to be no longer friends with people at some point, maybe, whether by your own choice or simply because time difference or life just takes different paths. And that's another thing. Look, never be afraid. Don't ever be afraid of losing friends, or because you're gonna make new ones, or simply, yeah, that's what I would say. Like, just don't be afraid of that. Do not be afraid of that. Like, and I say this because relationships have always been such a difficult thing for me, dude. It's such a difficult thing for me. Making first impressions never has been difficult for me. It's an art that I mastered very early on. And and actually when I was a kid, making friends was the biggest and most important thing for me. And I think it still is, but I say this still, like, you need to be able to first to be okay being alone and putting yourself first. And it doesn't happen overnight, it certainly doesn't. You're going to feel very lonely for a long time. But that's okay. That's fine. The other day I had this thought. It's like, maybe the process of mastering a craft or an art is in the moment and throughout the journey a constant pain, and it feels like suffering or anxiety. It's just, and maybe I'm completely wrong about this, but I noticed, like, whenever I would quit a job, or let's say a workplace, because I still did the same job for a long time, every time I would quit, it suddenly became easier in a way. A lot of pressure sort of got away. Pressure that I was putting on myself, or pressure that I thought I had, or whatever. And in some ways I stopped caring, and it's like, so obviously it has to do with that, the power of letting go of an outcome or whatever, right? But also it was like, I started to look at life differently, and I was no longer in the same routine, and I'm going through that now again. And it's like, then I realized how much I mastered, or how much I grew, how much I mastered the craft or whatever. And I realized that I was suffering so much unnecessarily all the time. I read a quote just literally 15 minutes ago, which said, "A man who suffers before it's necessary." What the fuck was it? A man who suffers before it's necessary suffers unnecessarily. Like, yeah, like, so let's say you you're gonna have a very long day, and the night before you're already stressing out about it and you're suffering because of it, and in the morning before the day even starts you're already stressing out and suffering about it, and on the way to work or on the way to the whatever the fuck it is that you have to go to, you're still suffering and you're thinking about it and you're stressing about it, and then you get there and it's actually pretty okay. Like, it's tough, sure, long, maybe, thick, okay, I'm sorry. But I was hanging out with my friends, okay? I'm still, and it actually happened to me like, I don't know, 2 days ago, where I was like, I I offered to help out again, and I remember always taking a lot of pride in that. I'm gonna help out, even though I've already done my part and more. Like, because you know I always think of myself as a lazy person, or at least I know that I have a big lazy side to me. Like if something's fun, like and if I'm talented and stuff, I will beat you at it every time. If we're talking like, I don't know, who can play paintball the longest, or sports or whatever, like I'll probably beat you in it. Um, but if it's work, and there's parts about it that I don't like, and that's life, like I remember my dad telling me when I was a kid, hey, like, life's not always just fun and games. And yeah, like life is just not, that's the thing about like chasing happiness. Like, dude, I'm going deeper and deeper in these layers. Like I really, it's not that I don't think I have a problem necessarily with sidetracking, but more so with just going deeper and deeper. Now I'm just trying to sound very philosophical and cool. But I think big parts of why I never was, or I lacked happiness, not from outer circumstances or people being mean to me or whatever the fuck. Fuck that. It was that I was always chasing happiness so damn hard that I suffered so much unnecessarily. And so I did. Again, I was, since, I've always offered myself up, and I took a lot of pride in that, and made me feel very good. And it builds confidence because it's proof, like, hey, I already worked a full shift. Now I'm going to go and do even more. And I'm going to go and work out afterwards, like, all in one day, like, I'm building stamina, it's real. It's real. That builds confidence. You give proof to your brain, to your body, to your soul that you can handle situations, that you can handle a long day, and that you're totally fine, because you are. We are much tougher than we think we are. Another thing I noticed, like, I was walking with my boots today, like, I walked a lot today in my cowboy boots. And I'm not sure if they're, like, the right size necessarily. Hey, it's my first pair, and I bought them secondhand, and they're beautiful, and I love them. But it definitely started hurting after a while. And I thought back to a clip I saw once of some soldiers saying that the boots these days, no, that shoes these days make the feet very soft, because every time they get new recruits, and they still use the same boots, everybody always has a lot of feet pain. But back in the day, it wasn't the case, apparently. And funnily enough, I changed shoes later today, and it was like, oh, these shoes that felt very hard, like it was a different pair of boots. It's like, these are soft as fuck. It's crazy how much conditioning we can, or how much we can condition ourselves, like, look at that's why I'm such a fan, again, of, and such a, I would say, I have so much respect for people in the military, or people who, or athletes, martial artists. Why I think it's such an essential part of it too, and maybe for me, how tough am I, or how much, and also amazes me how tough we are, really, especially nowadays, when we are honestly so damn comfortable. Most of us are so incredibly comfortable, and we've become very sensitive, too sensitive. Doesn't mean there's no place for it, but and that nothing good has come from it. That's not true, of course. But, like, there's always an extreme to everything, and yeah. Well, 2 days ago, I said again, I'll show up, I'll help out. And honestly, I was psyching myself up again, because it's been a long time, and I know it was like a very, very busy shop, and I thought, and this is the part that I hate about myself, and I have to admit it, and it's honestly, I'm going to be very vulnerable right now, like, it's something I'm deeply ashamed of, but I know you guys got me. Yeah, it's like, I was like, I don't want to fucking go, man. I don't want to do this shit. And it makes me feel like a fucking bitch, for lack of a better word. Like, it's just, fuck, man. Like, really? Like, really, man? Like, so you do all this work, and you get so good at this fucking thing, and then you're not behind the bar for a few months, and now all of a sudden, like, going back to the same job that you used to do for years, it's like, I don't want to fucking do it, It's like, I understand, but, like, it's such a cowardly thing to do. And that really messes with me. And I think it should. And I think it should mess with everybody if we act in a cowardly manner. But, obviously I went anyways. I was like, fucking, like, stop it, stop it, Like, it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool, man. It's just not cool. Like, we're way past that. There's no fucking way we can backtrack and act in this way, man. Not at these heights. That is ridiculous. And no wonder I always was so grateful, and still am, whenever I meet someone who holds me to a higher standard, because it's incredibly easy to fall and falter and give in and just simply say, yeah, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And it's funny I say that, because for me I think it's a bit tricky to find the right amount of pressure. If I've always been very all or nothing, which is a good and a bad thing. Everything is a double-edged sword in a sense, like, but that's, that's a weapon for you, so if you have ADHD or ADD, that's a good thing if you can use it, if you're strong enough to use it, if you learn how to use it. And in the same way, if you're a very black or white person, like all or nothing, then it's also a good thing in a sense. But I was psyching myself up, and I was stressing and I was suffering. And not as much as I used to, obviously, but I remember, like, it sort of flooded back to me. It became a habit, of really stressing out about work, or stressing out about my days before it even started, or the day before, or even after. It's like, how about I'm present and simply, I've built all the proof. I don't need more. I can have the confidence in myself that I can rely on myself. And that is an incredibly important thing. I mean, that's something I so desperately want. I want to be able to rely on myself. Like, I want to be, and maybe you can call it self-sufficient, but it's like, I want to be in the present moment, right here and right now. Whatever comes, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyways. Like, I don't have control over that, but I at least want to have that security in me, which is like, whatever gets thrown at me, I can handle it. And the only way to get to that, obviously, is through facing adversity. There was another quote I read earlier. It's like, fire is the test of gold. So when you're testing if gold is really gold, it used to be with fire. Actually, I'm not sure if that's entirely true. I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure it was probably that way, yeah. Well, yeah. And so fire is the test for gold. Adversity, no. Fire is the test of gold. Adversity, that of men. And it's like, I don't know, I would be lying if I said that I'm like an addict for adversity or that I enjoy adversity, because it's stressful, it's uncomfortable as fuck, obviously. But I'm very grateful that I've learned for myself and that I've sort of always known, I've always, ever since I was a kid, like I've always had this, I mean, when I was 14 or so, when I maybe some of you remember that I said that I moved to Germany for like a year to graduate school because I didn't want to finish high school. And I was always very reliant on my parents, and there was always someone who had to like sort of be behind me because I was very unmotivated, unorganized, lazy. I lacked a lot of agency, and I was always chasing happiness, video games, sports, whatever. But I knew that if I was to be put in that position where, okay, I need to finish school, I need to get good grades, I need to do my homework, I need to survive in a way, like I need to just be independent, I would. I knew it back then. I knew it. And it happened, and it worked. And I got back home, I got comfortable, I relied on everybody again, and then I became really depressed. Insanely depressed. And then again, I was like, okay, I don't have a routine. I can't maintain a routine. I have all the time in the world. I could have a good routine. I have a great computer. I've got a camera. I have a microphone. It's a powerful computer. I could do something with this. I'm entertaining. I'm good at video games. I could do something. No routine, no persistence, no discipline, nothing. Okay. Let's get a job. It'll force a routine on me. And let's not get just any job, I'm kind of curious about coffee. Like, curious enough. Seems like a cool job in a way. And then I did it. It was my first job. I had a routine. I was stressing out all the time. I was incredibly, it was incredibly uncomfortable. But I fell in love with it. I was like, this is it. This is what I needed. I started working for free. I didn't work for the money for a year or so. I didn't work for the money. I also wasn't earning a lot. Obviously, it was great. I mean, obviously, you should earn some money for the work you do, but I wasn't earning fuck all, right? What I wanted was experience, and that was, I think, I don't remember where I got it from, but that was the fucking shit. That was the best decision ever, and it still is. It still is. I understand where I'm at. I know that I'm young. I know that I have time on my hands, on my side, and that the most important thing right now is risk and experience and being in a position that will force me to grow into a direction that I want. So when I say that I'm addicted to adversity, or that I'm addicted to being put in a position, I wrote last year somewhere, I don't remember where, it went a little bit viral, not viral, but it was cool to see that other people reposted. If you would have said to me, hey, Santi, you, the guy who never reads books, doesn't give a fuck about writing at all, like you're allergic to books. I've always been allergic to books. I fucking hated homework. A lot of you guys know this already. Hey, you're gonna just suddenly start a newsletter at some point, and one of the things that you write, which is, if you can't get yourself to swim, put yourself in water so cold it'll force you to. That quote will, and I'm actually paraphrasing my own quote, that quote will go and be reposted somewhere The fuck? That's insane. That's insane. Yeah. And it's true. And I don't know how I learned it from very early on or where I got it from, but it still holds true. And you know what the best or worst part about it is that, yes, it is just uncomfortable, even just thinking about it, even just making the first step. And that's why I say, like, the whole, if you have trouble finding the motivation, or, which is actually the wrong thing, obviously, in some sense, but like being reliant on motivation to be disciplined or to do something with the time that you have, with the ability, with the chance that you have. Like, maybe you right now don't have so many responsibilities, and but you lack sort of this. And for me, that's what I think I have, which is this. I call it just being lazy, and probably very well be, it might just be that, but it's sort of this agency, this just simply autonomous agency that you want to do something and you just do it. It's like, yep, okay, I'm up. I'm off the couch. I can put away the video games. I can put away the Netflix. I can put away the snacking, the whatever the fuck it is, right? All these distractions, yeah? And put away the short-term comfort for now. And just start doing the thing that I wanted to do. And it's uncomfortable. Maybe it's not even as fun. I remember, like, if I didn't put away the video games, I would not have done YouTube. I would have just kept playing video games. Or doom scroll. Or just watch YouTube video after YouTube video. And I've wasted, I would say at this point, thousands of hours. And just thinking about it now, like, fuck, dude. I wasted thousands of hours just going from YouTube video to the next one and to the next one. If you want to use your money wisely, invest it, Simple things, for example, like I just bought this, it costs like a few bucks, And yeah, maybe you're young and you don't have a lot of, but like, and it might feel like, it might feel like a sacrifice, again, it's a sacrifice too, It's like spending your money on things that are not fun, that don't give you fun, that are not joyous, that are simply there to help you get away from all the fun. It's like, I bought this app for my Safari. It's like a Safari extension. You could use like a Google Chrome extension or a Firefox or a DuckDuckGo extension, whatever the fuck it is that you use. So that my YouTube For You page is just simply my subscriptions, and there's no other videos underneath. It's just, I kind of copied PewDiePie because he's my idol. I'm kidding. Well, only half. Pews, if you're watching this now, I'm just kidding. I would not. No, but, it's, oh man. No, but, that's an investment, it's like, I could have spent that money on, I don't know, my favorite snack. Or on watching a movie or something. I don't know. You name it. But no, instead I did the, whatever you want to call it, the grown-up thing, the responsible thing. That, I would say the responsible thing is pretty accurate, or you could say it's a sacrifice, whatever, dude. But now it's saved me a lot of time, mental energy, and I remember from the head designer of Apple, I forgot his name, but one of the things that Steve Jobs was incredibly good at was to focus. And to focus, I always thought meant that I'm just like right here, right now, and I can, like, all my attention is focused to this, and like there was like a certain amount of capacity of the brain. Call it, I'm totally using the wrong term, but just to make it sort of understandable in a way. And if you know this, please put it in the comments. Let's say like, I don't know, 30,000 megabytes of RAM that I can use. There's only so much. And that, you know, I thought if I can use the whole 30,000 and just do a laser focus on one thing, that's, you know, you sort of enter the flow state, which is also, it has a lot to do with the right amount of challenge, not too much challenge, not too little challenge. But anyways, that's one part of focus. But the other huge, like 50%, if not more of that, which I just totally forgot about it. And it then sort of clicked for me, was always going back to what you were doing if something's there to distract you. And holy fuck, dude. Every time I would open up Safari, and I'm not saying about this is all my life been the same way. I've always had a hard time. I would always get like distracted. And I don't mean distracted in the sense like I'm doing something here and then there's a dog barking. I'm like, oh, not just that. I'm right here. I'm on the fucking screen. I say, I am going to open up YouTube. I'm going to look for that meme or the audio that I want to put into my own video, because right now what I'm doing is far more important than going to watch another fucking YouTube video and waste another fucking hour of my life and then go, because I go on to the next one, the next one, the next one, and I did that yesterday and the day before that and the week before that and the month before that, and I've always been doing it. And today I said I'm going to post a YouTube video and there's this fun idea I have. I'm in the flow, I'm doing this fucking thing, and I want to put this fucking thing in the video. I want to have this sound bite and I want to put it in there, and I open up YouTube and there's a video recommended to me and I go and click it. And now the whole fucking flow of ideas is gone. And I forgot what I was doing. Kill me, dude. Just fucking, like... That sucks, man. That sucks. It's like, really? That's the level we're at, man. That's the level we're at. It's insane. You know, yeah, it's not about comparison, but like there used to be, I don't know, what my ancestors went through. Famine, war, sickness, what is it called? Yeah, I don't know, it's like hunger. And I'm over here. I have all of this. I'm so lucky to be alive in this day and age, and I'm just two brain cells, man. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, don't be so harsh. No. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Man, life ain't harsh enough. Life is hard, man. Life is hard enough already, I know, and I have it very good. I'm not gonna, you know. But, fucking hell, man. Sitting inside all day and just consuming all that, yeah. There's a time for that. Time and a place for that, but fuck me, in the long term, it's horrid. And it'll make you miserable. So yeah, if you have that problem, you know, that you can't get something done, something that you know you could do, it's probably like a YouTube video or something, I don't know, starting that fucking something, even if it means, alright, that you learn a skill. Like if you learn a skill, right, that's useful as heck. More importantly, if it's something you want to do, even if it might not be the thing you want to like die for, even more importantly, if it is, I don't know, you get the point. But, and maybe you can't do it right now, but my camera ran out of storage. maybe you can't do it right now, right? For me, doing YouTube, you know, I could have done it back then, yeah, but clearly I didn't. Clearly couldn't fucking finish, pull through with it, whatever. I was always making excuses and everything. Um, so, how can you become the person or that version of yourself, or it's just, yeah, both, whatever, the version of yourself or the person that would do the thing, that could do the thing? Maybe what you need is to become a person who can be disciplined. Maybe what you need is to become a person who can say, I don't give a fuck how people perceive me, this is it, all right? Or, in other words, like being okay with being ridiculed, being okay with being hated, being okay with being disliked, misunderstood. You get the point. That's me. If I haven't told this story enough, or often enough, or I don't know, that's it, you know? How did I get disciplined? Well, I fucking sorry, put me in that job, man. It's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. Fuck it. I'm gonna get really fucking good at it. I'm gonna try really hard. And I did. And it gave me something back. It's another thing, you know, if you I need to make a whole video about like how to use your job, because I keep coming back to this point. Because I see people, they do their day job and it's like, it's like, look, firstly, pick something that you're curious about, all right? At least curious about. And then don't fucking half-ass it, you know? I mean, for me, doing an office job, like doing Excel sheets and shit like that, kill me, man. Kill me. It's like, yeah, it's a secure job and this and that, you know? And look, fair enough. Some people will love it. They'll enjoy it. And you have the benefits and, like, you know, I've also heard someone say, and I kind of understood it too when I started working on my computer. It's like, and it definitely is not true for a lot of, or if not most people, but sort of this sort of thing of pretending we have a job, you know, pretending we're doing a job or whatever. It's like, whew. And also, just, I mean, the offices and like not every office, but like, fuck, dude. I remember I was working in the shop, and next to the shop was it was a building for offices, and we had a little stand there, and it's crazy how it's 10 meters, yeah, 10 meters, like, here's the shop, you walk 5 seconds, and then there's the entrance of that building, and in that incredibly minute distance, the difference in clientele was fucking insane. Me in that little stand, I saw fewer people and yet far more bullshit than in the shop where I would see hundreds of people, thousands of people a week. I got more of that combined in 2 days of a stand where I was giving coffee for free. For free. And I saw, I don't know, 40 people, maybe more, maybe less. Can't even remember. And what I could remember is I don't know, the soulless corporate, and maybe it's not just even that. I don't, that's also like a sort of like a victim mentality thing, like, oh, the corporations and society, and it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, come on, dude. Society this, corporations that. It's like, man, give me a break, all right? Again, we have it so good. Like, yeah, nothing's ever perfect, all right? And certain people and certain companies sometimes do shady stuff, and it's not okay, not excused necessarily, but like, come on, give me a fucking break. It's like, and then too, I would say, if you're working in an office job and you fucking hate it, like, do something else for a while, man. Like, especially if you're young, take the fucking risk. See what it's like. Work with your, maybe it's nothing for, and honestly, like, the service industry is definitely not for something for some people. It's definitely not. Definitely not. Some people are definitely not made for it. And I never really thought I was, to be honest, to be frank. Filthy Frank or Frank Ocean? Which Frank? That, and yet I still became really damn good at it. I don't know. I'm happy that the chapter is closing and it's part of the plan. It was part of the plan. I got what I wanted out of it. I'm sure there's things that I'm going to miss one day, or that I miss already. Something that I loved about the job is actually working with your hands. Working with your hands there's very few things. It's like, working with your hands is that's the shit, dude. If you're sitting all day, fuck, dude. Kill me. Kill me. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I say this as someone who, I edit videos, and I'm sitting right now talking to you. What the fuck, Santi, what the fuck are you talking about? Gamer, video editor. Fuck are you talking about, bro? Yeah, totally, true, but, fucking, I don't know, I'll do jujitsu or something, I'll work out, I run, I climb, I don't know. And for a job, even like, I'll get a camera and I'm out and about, and I'm shooting, that's the whole thing. It's you get the point. Definitely not as satisfying as, being on the machine and being super fucking efficient, clean. Some of the best compliments I ever got, it was people being like, and there was this one guy, and it was like, it's really a pleasure watching you work. It's like, I fucking made it, dude. Like, I made it to Japan level. Almost. Well, well, that is quite something. I think I did, I think I got there pretty well. I think I did. I learned so much from the job, life lessons that people might not see, or they might think, oh, I don't give a fuck what they think. It's like, I think it's a genius thing, how I played the game, how I used the job for myself, how I mastered it, how I tamed it for me, giving so much, I learned so much also about, and if you're my coworker and you're watching this and you think I'm full of shit, totally fair, totally fair. Not everyone, some people will get it, but totally fair. But, well, also, I mean, no, okay. I figured out this thing of, again, not having, not caring about other people, their perception, whatever, or the pressure, or what they think of me, or whatever, all that, so much of it. Whenever I would try really fucking hard and I was like crushing it, it gave me the authority for myself for the first time to say no, to say I'll talk to you later, to say get out of my way, to say fuck off in very other normal kind ways, like to ask for things, and to point stuff out, to call stuff out. Something's bothering me, I'll tell it to you. And that made it easier to apply it to the rest of my life. And I noticed that the less I was performing, the less authority I felt to do it. And so it sort of became a thing that's coupled together. You know, the more I'm performing in life, the more authority I feel in general. And I think that is something that we might forget sometimes, you know, whether maybe you're in a relationship with someone and they sort of do more, they're more active, they have a certain type of more authority, and well, it could also be just simply that they're an asshole. But how can you for yourself cultivate authority within yourself by, you know, getting busy to the point where it gets much easier for you to say no and yes and I need this, and it gets easier to set boundaries. It gets easier because you don't have an option, because right now the mission is first and I am putting everything into this. It gives me authority over you with my boundaries. It's like, fuck you, shut up. Look at what I'm doing right now. I can't afford right now to talk nicely to you. We're in the middle of the fucking rush right now. We're in the shit right now. And you want me to like paper wrap with fucking crystals and sprinkles and all this shit so that just to tell you, please give me the fucking milk? No, give me the milk. I need it now. I sound like a fucking psychopath, but you can apply it in all kinds of ways, you know? I'm in the fucking rush right now. I can't talk to you. Look at this shit. I got 30 tickets, man. I'll talk to you later. Get the fuck out of my face. I am giving my everything right now. I'm doing it fucking perfectly. I'm doing it efficiently. I'm doing it perfectly. Perfectly. I'm working harder than you. You're fucking up. Look at your station. It looks dirty. Why is it dirty? I've been picking up the cups 5 times in a row. Why haven't you? What are you doing? We're in the middle of a rush right now. Why are you cleaning the cupboards? Do you think that's necessary right now? That's the fucking thing. You know, you understand what I'm saying? You probably don't. Like, if you work in the industry, then you get it. How can you apply it to the rest of your life? I'm getting busy. I'm working out. I'm being a productive human being. I'm doing my part in this household. You are not. I come home. The dishwasher is full. There's one dish that's taken out, and you're playing video games I don't know since how long. Do your fucking part, buddy. That was a flatmate that I had who no longer lives here anymore. Thank God. So, how can you cultivate some authority for yourself? Think about that for a minute too, you know? It's like, don't get mad at other people who have that sort of authority for themselves in a way. And again, I'm saying in a way because it's not, it's not real authority per se, because maybe it's your parents and they certainly do have that authority. And I mean, if you're young and you watch my videos, because I know obviously I have a lot of young viewers, and the point is to get you to maybe help you out a little bit in this tricky, challenging, phase of your life, which is so quintessential for everybody, for all of us, and maybe the transition into adulthood, slow transition, and not rushing anything, don't rush it. mean, I'm still a fucking kid, you know, like, also, but, well, I had the luxury, and maybe I even stretch it out a bit much, the playing it all out, you know, playing a lot and stuff, but, right, I don't even, what the fuck are you saying, Sandy, come on. Just, yeah, that's something to think about, you know. Drink your water. Last week I was not hydrating enough, and I could tell. Goddamn. Yeah, this is my real voice, by the way. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Jesus Christ. Alright, what did I do that's very childish in the past few days? Well, in the last 2 days. I went to the forest and I grabbed a stick and I acted like it was a sword, a baseball bat, and a rifle. And I was back in Vietnam and no, okay. But you know when you're a kid and you do play fights and stuff, and like you're in war and this and that. I don't know. But it was really fun to switch targets. Like, because I saw that, like, using this hand and not pressing too, like, I don't know, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's like, bro, like, it's so laughable. I know, it's incredibly laughable. But, yeah. And then today I went to the Lego store and I just checked some pieces out. Not to buy, but it was cool to see. There was some really, like, dude, some Lego sets nowadays, fucking sick, dude. Also, some of the older stuff were much cooler though, I have to say. Like, god damn, dude. This is like I'm getting old moment, huh? Like, back in my day, Lego was much cooler. Back in my day. Yeah, well. I was very lucky, hey. I had lots of Lego. Thanks, Mom. It was really sick. And I had lots of play fights with Dad and my brother. So thanks. Thanks for that, guys. Yeah. Alright, I think I'll leave it there for today. It's about that time, so as always, nice having a chat with you. And I hope you get something out of this, Don't forget to sleep well. Alright, sleep well. Make it a priority, If your friends don't like it, if you're... I mean, obviously, you need to have a social life, for fuck's sake, I mean, like... Just... If you're... I don't know. If you're moving out and you're sort of getting a little bit serious about stuff, like, don't be afraid of taking responsibility, and in general, at least during the week, alright? Like, if you're watching this at 3 in the morning, it's alright. It's not okay, but it's, just for today. Make the sacrifice and wake up at a reasonable time tomorrow, and then go to sleep early, and at least every day at the same time, and wake up at the same time. Now, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because it's getting late, but I'm making this video, so I get away with it. Okay. Because, believe it or not, I don't know, I can't just, I get an idea, I get in the flow, and I have to record it, okay? I have to get in front of the camera. But also my sleep score is better than yours. So until you beat it, fair enough. Beat my sleep score, man. I fucking challenge you. I dare you. I double motherfucking dare you. I've always wanted to say that. Okay. Yeah, sleep well. Stay hydrated, I guess, you know. And read a book. If you've never read, the first book I'd recommend getting, as always, this one right here. It'll change your fucking life if you actually read it every day and you apply it, whatever. It's incredibly addicting because it's short. There's short stuff in it. It's Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, and this is the get the red one, the red version. The new translation with introductions by Gregory Hayes. And this is the one I've been reading lately, which I've had for 2 years, or maybe even longer than that. And I never read it because I never had the discipline to read it. And just now I'm reading it. But see the difference, see the compound effect of having started reading with this one a long time ago, being incredibly lazy and slow with reading, but now I'm reading, it's progress, very slow, and it could be much faster by far, definitely. Like, I could force myself to read. But hey, I'm reading now, and I actually went to a bar last night. I had a Guinness, maybe 2. And yeah, if you don't have plans for a night, you want to go grab a Guinness, take a book with you, small one. And this one, yeah, the 4 Agreements. And there's a lot of correlation actually in these two, by the way. If you can find it, I'd be very impressed. Or very cool. Very cool. Holy fuck, dude. I'm talking about books on my YouTube channel. That is Santi. Talking about books on YouTube, man. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? That is, oh my god. If you've known me for a very long time, Jesus Christ, dude. That is really funny. Just watch. Next video, we're doing BMX stunts. I'm jumping out of a plane, jiu-jitsu, parkour, breakdance, capoeira, climbing, dancing, clubbing, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Minecraft, Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, 2009, because that one's the real, fucking, the best, yes? You laugh, you lose. Meme reactions. Voice impressions. Beatboxing. Dark humor. Alright. Okay. I'm blessed. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, or I'm not gonna say laying. Yeah. And yeah, try a new hobby, something that you might think may be a bit boring but beneficial for you, instead of buy running shoes instead. Whatever you think about buying right now, just buy running shoes, okay? Really nice, cool running shoes, and that's it. All right? Cool. All right. Bye-bye.